Hey guys, welcome to Homesteading Through Our Eyes. Today we're going to talk about how to make a woodshed out of 3 pallets. So we're halfway through finishing the roof, and before Kitty attacks us. Hi Zion. Hi Zion. I think he loves the woodshed more than anybody else. So we're going to take you through and just show you quickly what I did to put this whole thing up and make it for free pretty much, except for the rafters. And yeah, check it out. Come on in. This is a nice big kitty again. It's a nice big door to come into. Plenty of space, as you can see. I kind of put it on a little bit of a downhill slope, which gives a little bit of an extra room in here towards the back, and I can almost stand up in here 6 feet. The other side over here is probably 10 feet, 11 feet, so plenty of room. And each pallet is, I think, 42 inches wide. So you got 42 times 4, and then another 42 times 3 for the walls. And coming closer, literally all I did to connect the corners is take 2 pallets and take one and put it evenly spaced with the other end of the pallet, and then came in and put screws from this pallet into the other pallet. Pallets are made out of really hard wood, so they're very sturdy and they stay together really well. So I went in the corners and did that multiple times and squared them up, and I just came along the seam here and did the same thing. I think I used nails actually for this. Some screws over here. And then I came along and added some 2x4 supports, and simply did that by doing the same thing, just screwing it into the pallet. I made sure all these supports were the same level, so that, well, I thought I was going to build off this, but then I added another board for a little more just a little more solid structure, and then made sure this board was level, and then I cut some notches into the rafter beams just to help it from sliding backwards or out. And then I also came through in the top and I drilled down through this beam and into this beam with a drill bit so that I wouldn't crack the board, and then installed a screw down into each one of these. So I did this on the back, and I also did it on the top over here, doing the same idea, adding the supports and putting a beam across, and then putting the rafters on that and notching them as well and sinking a screw. The next thing I did was come through and place the first 4 pallets where I wanted them on the roof, and then I drilled screws into the rafters exactly where I wanted the first pallet to catch. So if you come up in there, there's a screw right here, and I drilled that into the rafter, and the first pallets are hanging on them. I squared the pallets first, then I came through and marked where the screw should go with a pencil. I moved the pallets, drilled all the screws and put the screws in, and then put the pallets back on and snug them back down so they were kind of catching and hanging on the screw. Gonna do then I came through here and I took a 2x6 and I connected the 2 pallets where the seam fits, so it'll give the 2 pallets a little bit of extra support rather than just these supporting. I got ahead of myself a little bit. I planned to put this board on all 4 of these, But when I got the first row up, and I locked it in and locked it into these beams. But I'll probably come through later on and add another support here, just so there's no possible way to have that fold in. I mean, there isn't much of a way anyway, because as I said, the pallets are pretty strong, and once everything's all locked in, it'll be even stronger. But yeah, everything for free. Extra screws laying around. I did have to pay for the rafters because I didn't have any lumber that were long enough for that, and I definitely wanted to make it long enough to have plenty of wood storage for the winter and maybe even 2 winters. The next step, we got a free pool lining, not a lining, but the metal that goes around the pool. And I cut that to length for the width of the roof. And I'm going to go ahead in and lay that like shingles, and then screw that into the pallets with some screws that have gaskets on them, so that no leakage will occur. I'll probably go ahead and spray it down with some sort of coating or paint at least, definitely paint at least, and then maybe even like a weatherproof type coating. And that's about it. The sides, I might build in a little more here, I might not. It depends on how much snow gets in here. When I was growing up, my father just used the wood, the actual logs, for the side of the building. So you can imagine if we had this whole stack built up, it would be a wall, and we wouldn't take that wall until last all the way around. We'd leave a wall and then collect from the middle and work our way out. And that might be the solution for this. We'll see what happens. So right now we're taking this big piece of, I'd say, 2x6, but it's a little thicker than 2x6 because it's older lumber. So this is the piece that's going to go across the center to kind of give some support to the middle of the roof. Assistant, come on down here. I marked the line. We got a little bit of crackage here, so I didn't really want to use that, so I gave it an inch, 2 inches, 3 inches past the crack. Helper, can you hold that on the line there, please?
Yes.
Measurement 1 is 156 inches. Scroll down here and mark it off close enough. Square that off. I'm going to cut off both ends and install this beam this way to give it some more structural support. We are done with the woodshed for now. Might add a few things, maybe not sure. When we took the video earlier, I can't remember if this was installed or I just said I was going to install it, but this is just an old piece of barn lumber. I picked up a bunch, as I often do, for a really good price. Older lumber is stronger than today's lumber. Older growth trees, stronger. But anyway, this adds a ton to it.
You just kicked the camera.
Nah. Plenty of strength, so this thing's pretty solid. Let's go around to the back side and we can show you what I did with the roof. We're over in the back here, and this is the roof. My mom was getting rid of a pool, and metal roofing is fairly expensive, but any kind of thick metal will do the trick for the roof. We weren't really worried about the aesthetic look. This was all crunched and crinkled, and that's why she was getting rid of it, but I just went through and pounded it out flat. So we just took the 4 rows and I laid them overlapping 2.5 inches each at the seams, and then came through with some screws that have gaskets attached to them, and so kind of get a watertight seal there. There's a few cracks and little things here and there, but up on top, not too many. I'm in the middle here. Seems like this will hold. That finishes up the woodshed, and we are going to start moving the wood inside today, actually. So it's good that we're done, but now we have the laborious task of filling it. So thanks for watching. Check out our other videos, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Most of all, have a good day, and check you later.